When it comes to beef, most of us picture juicy steaks, sizzling burgers, or tender roasts that make our mouths water. But what if I told you that some of the beef products sitting on grocery store shelves aren't just unhealthy, they might actually be dangerous for your body in the long run? From heavily processed deli meats to frozen beef patties loaded with fillers, preservatives, and chemicals, not all beef is created equal. Some of these so-called beef products barely contain real beef at all. Instead, they're stuffed with sodium, nitrates, artificial flavors, and even questionable byproducts that can take a toll on your heart, liver, and overall health. In today's video, we're exposing beef products you should avoid at all costs. And trust me, a few of these names will definitely surprise you. Let's dive in and start with one of the most deceptive products on the market today. 1. Oscar Mayer Beef Bologna. When it comes to nostalgic lunch meats, Oscar Mayer Beef Bologna is one of those products that instantly brings back childhood memories. Those simple sandwiches we used to pack for school. But behind that familiar yellow package lies one of the most questionable beef products on the market. Let's start with what's really inside. While the label says beef, the product is far from pure. It's made from mechanically separated meat, which means the leftover scraps of beef are blended into a paste after the usable cuts are removed. This paste is then mixed with preservatives like sodium nitrite, a chemical that's been linked to an increased risk of cancer when consumed regularly. And if you've ever wondered why bologna has that unnaturally smooth texture and perfect circular shape, it's because it's highly processed to the point of losing nearly all natural beef characteristics. The fat-to-meat ratio is shockingly high, meaning you're getting more greasy filler than real protein. Nutritionally, things don't look much better. Just 2 slices of Oscar Mayer beef bologna contain around 600 milligrams of sodium, plus a hefty dose of saturated fat. Combine that with preservatives, flavor enhancers, and artificial colorings. And you're eating a meat product that's been stripped of nutrients and pumped full of additives. To make matters worse, Oscar Mayer has faced criticism over the years for misleading 100% beef claims. Several food investigations have revealed that their beef bologna contains a mixture of processed beef trimmings and additives that don't resemble actual steak-quality meat in any way. Sure, it's cheap, convenient, and lasts forever in the fridge, but that's exactly the problem. Real beef doesn't last months without spoiling. That long shelf life is your first warning sign that chemicals are doing the work nature should be doing. So if you're trying to cut back on processed meats or care about your heart and long-term health, this is one beef product you'll want to avoid completely. You're better off slicing your own roasted beef at home, seasoning it naturally, and skipping all the preservatives and fillers that come with products like Oscar Mayer Beef Bologna. 2. Great Value Frozen Beef Patties, Walmart brand. At first glance, Great Value frozen beef patties might look like a quick, budget-friendly solution for a weeknight dinner or backyard barbecue. After all, who doesn't love the convenience of grabbing a frozen patty, tossing it on the grill, and having a burger ready in minutes? But here's the harsh truth. These patties may be easy on your wallet, but they're very hard on your body. Despite being marketed as 100% beef, these patties are far from pure. Many consumers have been shocked to discover that they contain added fillers, binders, and flavor enhancers designed to bulk up the product and extend its shelf life. They often include ingredients like textured vegetable protein, soy lecithin, and sodium phosphates, which aren't just unnecessary. They can lead to digestive issues, bloating, and even hormonal imbalances when consumed regularly. But the biggest concern lies in the fat and sodium content. A single patty can pack over 450 milligrams of sodium and a hefty amount of saturated fat, even before you add condiments or cheese. This combination contributes directly to high blood pressure, heart disease, and elevated cholesterol levels. When you're eating these often, you're not just feeding your appetite, you're feeding future health problems. Then there's the meat quality itself. Frozen patties like these typically use lower-grade beef that's heavily processed, ground, and sometimes mixed with scraps from multiple sources. This not only dilutes the nutritional value, but also increases the risk of bacterial contamination. There have even been reports of mass recalls in the past due to E. coli and other harmful bacteria linked to cheap frozen patties. And let's not forget taste. Many consumers have noted that these patties have a rubbery texture and a faintly chemical aftertaste, thanks to the preservatives and stabilizers that keep them fresh for months in the freezer. If you're craving a burger, skip the frozen aisle altogether. Buy fresh ground beef from a local butcher, preferably grass-fed, and make your own patties at home. Not only will you know exactly what's in your burger, but you'll also enjoy a richer flavor and far fewer health risks. 3. Hormel corned beef hash. Hormel corned beef hash might remind you of a comforting, old-school breakfast. Crispy edges in the pan, that rich, meaty aroma filling the kitchen. But behind that familiar smell lies one of the worst offenders in the canned beef aisle. This product may have been a pantry staple for decades, but in today's world of nutrition awareness, it deserves a serious warning label. The first red flag? The ingredients list. Hormel's corned beef hash is made with reconstituted beef, preservatives, and a shocking amount of refined potato filler. More filler than actual beef in some cases. That means you're not really getting a protein-rich meal, but rather a salty, starchy mixture held together with fat and additives. And speaking of fat, this product is loaded with it. One serving, just half a can, contains nearly 400 calories, 22 grams of fat, and over 800 milligrams of sodium. Eat the whole can, as most people do, and you're looking at more than 1,600 milligrams of sodium, close to your entire daily limit. This sodium overload puts massive stress on your heart, kidneys, and arteries. Combine that with the saturated fat content, and you've got a ticking time bomb for heart disease. But the problems don't end with nutrition. Hormel has also faced consumer backlash for quality control issues, including reports of off smells, discoloration, and even metal shavings found in cans, leading to nationwide recalls. It's a harsh reminder that convenience foods sometimes come with very real risks. And if you're still not convinced, look at the preservatives used. Sodium nitrite, BHA, and BHT, all known for their potential link to cancer and other long-term health effects. These chemicals are used to preserve color and prevent spoilage, but they're doing nothing good for your body. If you crave that savory, crispy breakfast hash, it's easy to make a clean, homemade version instead. Simply use diced potatoes, onions, and lean ground beef or corned beef brisket, seasoning it with natural herbs and spices. You'll get all the flavor and none of the artificial junk that comes from a can. 4. Banquet Salisbury steak meals. Banquet Salisbury steak meals have been a quick, cheap dinner option for decades, especially for people looking for something easy to microwave after a long day. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This isn't a steak, it's a science experiment. Beneath that glossy brown gravy lies one of the most ultra-processed beef products you can find in the frozen food aisle. The so-called steak in Banquet's meal is far from pure beef. Instead, it's a mix of mechanically separated meat, soy protein concentrate, breadcrumbs, and artificial flavorings, all held together by a slurry of additives designed to mimic real beef texture. In other words, you're eating a beef-flavored imitation patty that has more in common with processed dough than an actual steak. Nutritionally, this meal is a disaster. One serving can contain over 1,200 milligrams of sodium and nearly 10 grams of saturated fat, not counting the gravy, which adds even more salt and sugar. That much sodium in a single meal can raise blood pressure, strain your heart, and cause significant water retention. And with all those empty calories, it's not doing your metabolism any favors either. Then comes the controversy. Banquet's frozen meals have been the subject of multiple recalls over the years due to contamination concerns, including pieces of plastic and foreign materials found inside the packaging. It's alarming to think that a product marketed as family-friendly could potentially put consumers' safety at risk. And let's talk about the gravy. It's not just thickened beef broth. It's a cocktail of caramel color, monosodium glutamate, MSG, and corn syrup solids, all designed to simulate rich, home-cooked flavor while masking the low quality of the actual meat. MSG and caramel coloring have both been linked to inflammation, migraines, and in some cases, potential carcinogenic effects. If you're craving a Salisbury steak, the homemade version is worlds apart. Use grass-fed ground beef, a touch of onion and garlic, and a simple gravy made from real beef broth. Not only will it taste better, but you'll avoid the chemical overload that comes with a Banquet box. 5. Jack Link's Teriyaki Beef Jerky. Jack Link's might be one of the most popular names in the beef jerky world, but popularity doesn't always mean quality or safety. Sure, it's marketed as a high-protein, on-the-go snack, perfect for gym lovers or road trips. But if you've ever wondered how a strip of meat can last months on a shelf without refrigeration, the answer is simple. A ton of sodium, sugar, and preservatives. Jack Link's Teriyaki Beef Jerky might seem like a better choice than chips or candy, but it's actually loaded with hidden dangers. A single serving, just 1 ounce, contains 590 milligrams of sodium, and most people eat at least double that in one sitting. The teriyaki flavor also adds 8 grams of sugar per serving, which may not sound like much, but for something that's supposed to be a lean meat snack, that's a red flag. Too much sodium leads to dehydration, kidney strain, and high blood pressure, while the added sugar contributes to energy crashes and insulin spikes. But the problem goes beyond salt and sugar. Jack Link's uses sodium nitrite, monosodium glutamate, MSG, and hydrolyzed corn protein, a trio of additives known for their inflammatory effects. MSG can trigger headaches and fatigue in sensitive individuals, while sodium nitrite has been linked to potential carcinogenic effects when consumed frequently. What's even more concerning are reports that surfaced over the years about foreign material contamination in jerky products. In 2022, Jack Link's voluntarily recalled certain batches after metal fragments were reportedly found inside some packages. Although the recall was limited, it raised valid concerns about the quality control of such mass-produced, shelf-stable meat products. And let's not forget the beef source itself. Most jerky brands, including Jack Link's, use grain-fed cattle raised on industrial farms, often treated with antibiotics and growth hormones. These compounds can linger in the meat, adding another layer of risk for consumers who eat jerky regularly. If you love jerky, don't worry, you don't have to give it up. Just switch to small-batch, grass-fed beef jerky brands that use minimal ingredients like Chomps or Brooklyn Biltong. These options contain no added sugar or nitrites, and the flavor comes from natural spices, not lab-made chemicals. 6. Chef Boyardee Beef Ravioli. Chef Boyardee Beef Ravioli is a nostalgic favorite for many, especially for quick dinners or school lunches. Its shelf-stable nature and convenience have made it a go-to option for families in a hurry. But underneath the tomato sauce and soft pasta lies a heavily processed beef product that should raise serious concerns. The Chef Boyardee beef, far from premium cuts. It's a mixture of mechanically separated beef, fillers like soy protein, and textured vegetable protein, designed to mimic the texture of real meat. Combined with high-fructose corn syrup, sodium-rich sauces, and artificial flavorings, each contains a dense mix of chemicals that prioritize shelf life and flavor over nutrition. Nutritionally, a single serving contains over 700 milligrams of sodium and nearly 10 grams of saturated fat, not counting the carbohydrates from the pasta. Regular consumption of such meals contributes to high blood pressure, weight gain, and metabolic strain. The tomato sauce, though marketed as a vegetable serving, is loaded with added sugar and preservatives, which offset any potential nutritional benefits. But the concerns don't stop at nutrition. Chef Boyardee products have faced multiple recalls over the years due to metal fragments, undercooked pasta, or labeling errors. These incidents highlight the risks inherent in mass-produced, processed canned foods, especially those marketed to children. The canning process itself, while convenient, involves high heat that can degrade nutrients and oxidize fats. This means that what appears to be a simple pasta meal is actually a chemically stabilized product with limited nutritional value. Regularly relying on such products can quietly erode health, especially in children who consume them frequently. If you crave Chef Boyardee-style comfort food, you can make a homemade version using grass-fed beef, whole wheat pasta, and fresh tomatoes. This approach preserves flavor, reduces sodium and sugar, and eliminates chemical additives entirely. Not only does it taste better, but it also provides real nutrition without compromising health. 7. Hormel Spam. Hormel Spam has become an iconic pantry staple over the decades, known for its long shelf life and convenience. But while it's beloved in many households, it's also one of the least healthy beef products you can consume regularly. Spam is made primarily from mechanically separated pork and beef, combined with sodium, sugar, and preservatives to create a shelf-stable, pre-cooked meat product. A single serving, just 2 slices, contains 790 milligrams of sodium and 7 grams of saturated fat, which is about 1/3 of the daily recommended sodium intake for an adult. Beyond the numbers, the manufacturing process involves adding sodium nitrite, a preservative linked to the formation of potentially carcinogenic compounds when cooked at high temperatures. This is particularly concerning for a product designed to be pan-fried or baked, where oxidation and chemical reactions are more likely to occur. Spam's convenience comes at the cost of real nutrition. It is low in essential vitamins and minerals and contains fillers like starch and sugar, which further reduce its health value. Even though it's marketed as protein-rich, Much of the protein comes from low-quality processed sources rather than whole cuts of meat. Over the years, there have been reports of contamination and recalls associated with spam, though infrequent. Still, the heavy use of preservatives and stabilizers means you're consuming chemicals that your body must metabolize, which can contribute to inflammation, cardiovascular strain, and metabolic stress over time. If you enjoy the flavor of spam but want a healthier alternative, consider homemade baked meatloaf or sliced lean roast beef, which provides real protein without the added sodium, nitrites, or fillers. These alternatives offer the same savory satisfaction while supporting long-term health. 8. Armor beef hot dogs. Beef hot dogs are a classic convenience food, often found at backyard barbecues, school lunches, and quick dinners. While they are tasty and easy to prepare, these hot dogs are highly processed and contain several ingredients that make them one of the least healthy beef products available. The primary ingredient in Armor beef hot dogs is mechanically separated beef, combined with water, salt, sugar, and various preservatives such as sodium nitrite. These additives extend shelf life and maintain the pink, uniform appearance of the meat, but come at a significant health cost. Sodium nitrite, in particular, has been linked to increased cancer risk, especially when the hot dogs are grilled or fried at high temperatures, forming nitrosamines, which are carcinogenic compounds. Nutritionally, a standard serving of 2 hot dogs contains over 600 milligrams of sodium, roughly 25% of the daily recommended limit. They also contain saturated fats and artificial flavorings, which can contribute to cardiovascular problems, inflammation, and metabolic issues when consumed regularly. Additionally, fillers like corn syrup solids and textured vegetable protein reduce the protein quality, making the product less nutritious than whole cuts of beef. Beyond the nutritional concerns, hot dogs have been involved in occasional recalls for contamination or mislabeling, highlighting the risks of mass-produced processed meat products. Even though Armor hot dogs are marketed as a family-friendly food, they are essentially a chemically stabilized product designed for taste and convenience rather than health. For those craving hot dogs without compromising health, homemade beef or turkey sausages made from lean, grass-fed meat are a safer option. You can season them naturally with herbs and spices, avoiding chemical preservatives while still achieving the savory, smoky flavor you love. This way, you enjoy the experience of hot dogs while nourishing your body with real, high-quality protein. Now that we've covered the beef products to avoid, it's time to focus on healthier options. These alternatives give you high-quality protein without the harmful additives, preservatives, and excess sodium found in processed meats. Healthy beef. Alternative number 1, grass-fed lean ground beef. Grass-fed lean ground beef is one of the best choices for anyone looking to enjoy beef without compromising their health. Unlike conventional beef, which often comes from grain-fed cattle raised with hormones and antibiotics, grass-fed beef comes from cows that graze naturally on pasture. This difference in diet has a profound effect on both the nutritional profile and overall quality of the meat. One of the most notable benefits of grass-fed beef is its higher content of omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are essential fats that support heart health, reduce inflammation, and aid brain function. Conventional grain-fed beef tends to be much lower in these beneficial fats. Additionally, grass-fed beef is richer in conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a type of fat linked to improved metabolism and potential anti-cancer properties. It's also packed with essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin E, B vitamins, zinc, and iron, all crucial for energy production, immune support, and overall well-being. Grass-fed lean ground beef is also lower in saturated fat compared to its grain-fed counterpart. This means you can enjoy burgers, meatballs, or tacos while keeping your cholesterol and heart health in check. Because it's minimally processed, you avoid the harmful preservatives, sodium, and nitrates that are commonly found in packaged beef products. Cooking grass-fed beef requires a bit of attention, since it is leaner and can dry out faster. Using gentle cooking methods like sautéing, baking, or slow cooking ensures it stays tender and juicy. You can also mix it with vegetables or legumes to enhance flavor and nutrient content without adding unhealthy ingredients. In summary, grass-fed lean ground beef is a protein-rich, nutrient-dense alternative that allows you to enjoy the taste and versatility of beef while supporting your long-term health. By choosing this option, you replace processed, additive-laden meats with a wholesome, natural product that your body will thank you for. Healthy beef. Alternative number 2, organic top sirloin steak. Organic top sirloin steak is another excellent option for those seeking high-quality beef without the harmful additives found in conventional products. Unlike regular steaks, organic beef comes from cattle that are raised without antibiotics, growth hormones, or genetically modified feed. These cows graze on natural pastures, resulting in meat that is more nutrient-dense, cleaner, and better for overall health. One of the main benefits of organic top sirloin steak is its high protein content. Protein is essential for muscle growth, repair, and overall body function. Each serving delivers a significant amount of complete protein, providing all the essential amino acids your body needs. In addition, organic top sirloin is rich in iron, zinc, and B vitamins, which support energy levels, immune function, and cardiovascular health. Unlike conventional beef, it also contains a better balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, which helps reduce inflammation and supports heart and brain health. Top sirloin is naturally leaner than many other cuts of beef, making it a smart choice for those monitoring their fat intake. When cooked properly, it remains tender, juicy, and flavorful. Healthy cooking methods like grilling, broiling, or pan-searing with minimal oil preserve its nutrients and avoid creating harmful compounds that can form with excessive heat or charred meat. Pairing it with vegetables or whole grains not only adds fiber and antioxidants, but also creates a well-rounded, nutrient-rich meal. Another advantage of choosing organic top sirloin steak is the reduced exposure to chemical residues. Conventional beef can contain traces of pesticides, antibiotics, and hormones, which may accumulate in the body over time. By selecting organic, you're making a conscious choice to eat cleaner meat that aligns with long-term health goals. In conclusion, organic top sirloin steak is a delicious, protein-packed, and nutrient-rich alternative to processed or conventional beef. It allows you to enjoy the flavor and satisfaction of a hearty steak meal while minimizing exposure to harmful substances. Choosing this cut supports not only your health, but also ethical and sustainable farming practices, making it a win-win for both you and the environment. So there you have it, the beef products to avoid and the healthier alternatives you can choose instead. From processed meats to conventionally raised beef packed with additives, these options may seem convenient but can quietly harm your health over time. Consuming them regularly can contribute to inflammation, heart issues, and other metabolic problems. The good news is that switching to grass-fed lean beef or organic top sirloin allows you to enjoy delicious meat while minimizing exposure to harmful chemicals. These choices are rich in nutrients, healthy fats, and protein, making your meals both satisfying and nourishing. Cooking them using gentle methods like grilling, broiling, or slow cooking preserves flavor and nutrients. Remember, making small, conscious changes in your grocery shopping can have a big impact on your health. Every smarter choice improves energy, well-being, and long-term wellness. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and give it a thumbs up. Share it with friends and family so more people can make informed decisions. Stay tuned for more guides, tips, and food swaps to make your diet healthier and smarter.